What are some of the most common secrets a Filipina may hide from you when you're in a relationship with her? And I'll be covering any relationship between a foreigner and a Filipina, from just chatmates to newly dating right through to marriage. There are simply some secrets your Filipina may not want you to know, and in this video I'm going to expose some secrets that she may very well try and hide from you. So be sure to stay with me here. Just quickly, if you're looking to date a Filipina or are already in such a relationship and are looking for support and guidance in a more personal way, then be sure to check out my consulting service, where you'll get personal access to me to assist you in achieving an amazing relationship with a Filipina. My link is in the pinned comment and description below. So I'll start off by saying, yes, I know not all Filipinas may hide secrets from their man, and many are certainly extremely open and honest. What I'll give you in this video are things that guys have told me over the years that their Filipina either tried to hide from them or were very reluctant to tell them the truth about. I'll start off at the very new chatmate stage, which is in the first few months of meeting her online and before you've met in person. In the first couple of conversations, it's rather common that we're trying to find out just a little more about her so we can make up our mind if she could possibly be the right woman for us. So many common questions may be around what part of the Philippines she lives and also around her family. For instance, does she have any children? Now right here is where some Filipinas may try and hide the fact that she does have a child or children. Some may have it in their head that because she's a single mum, it may very well scare you off, so they find it easier at that early stage to tell you that they have no kids. She will keep this a secret at least until you get real and genuine feelings for her, or in some cases, she may plan to never tell you. I've heard stories where the foreign guy has even gone to meet her in the Philippines and he noticed these kids playing. He asked her who they were and she told him they were nephews and nieces, when in fact he found out sometime later that they were actually her kids. Now the next secret that she may hide from you in the early stage of the chatmate stage is around whether or not she's ever been married or is legally classed as single in the Philippines. This is another important question that as a foreign guy we need to know due to the no divorce laws in the Philippines and of course the adultery laws there. Some Filipinas, for many of the same reasons mentioned previously, may think that if you know she's still legally married, then it will scare you off. And perhaps she's right. It certainly could scare you off because you may not want the extra complications this can bring. The other thing to note here is that some Filipinas believe that because they've been separated a few years, that they're now legally classed as a single mother. But be very sure not to confuse this with being still legally married in the eyes of Filipino law. The question one should ask her is if she's ever been married, so that there can be no confusion around this. And one can always ask her for a current certificate of no marriage to be very sure. And if she outright lies to you or refuses, then I say, when you find out, move on straight away. So now we move into the dating phase of the relationship, where you guys have met in person and perhaps you may be an expat living in the Philippines or have returned home where you guys continue your long-distance relationship. Something to watch out for here is, as time goes by, she may not be available for video chats as often or as frequently as she was in the early stages. And she may seem rather disinterested in you and say that she's had a hard day or is stressed out. Remember here, guys, that even if she's had a hard day or is a little stressed out, then Seeing you should be the one bright light in the day, much the same as if you've had a hard day but are still looking forward to seeing her, which will no doubt be the highlight of your day. There is a possibility, and it does happen sometimes, as I've been told on numerous occasions, that she may have a boyfriend either locally in the Philippines or online. Perhaps she may feel that things with you are moving too slowly, or she thinks that she can get more money from someone else, or simply to fulfill her needs and desires elsewhere. So certainly, if you notice a regular lack of interest from her, then be very aware. The other common secret I hear from foreign guys dating a Filipina is around what she does with the allowance you may send her monthly. Now, many of us foreign guys think that when we send her a small allowance, or perhaps even a hefty allowance in some cases, that we're actually sending it to help her out. But what she may not tell you is, in fact, most of the money is being given to her parents or siblings who are now seeing her as an ATM because she has a rich foreign boyfriend. And that's how many will view you as a foreigner, as being rich whether you are or aren't. And she knows that you may become upset if you find out that she's giving most of your money to her family members. So rather than trying to explain to you that many families in the Philippines are very close and they share everything, yes, including money, she thinks it far easier to thank you for the money and let you think that it's only for her. Finally, we move to the marriage stage of the relationship. Now, of course, if she's moved to your country and far away from her family, this doesn't mean that she's forgotten about them. You can be sure that she'll still feel very connected and indebted to them and will want to send money home no matter whether you agree or not. I know many guys won't have a problem with her doing so, especially if she's working herself. But for those guys who flat out say no to her sending any money at all home, then be very aware. She could very well have a secret bank account where she'll send money back home each month without you knowing, and you can be very sure that some Filipino families will be pushing her to do so. Another thing she won't want to tell you is when you guys have an argument or don't see eye to eye, as is often the case in any marriage, is the reason why she's upset with you. Something common with many Filipinas is what they call tampo, and that's when she gets upset and may isolate herself and become very quiet for hours or even days on end. To a foreign guy, this can become very confusing trying to work out what is done to upset her. But no, for many Filipinas and Filipino people, they don't like confrontation and try and avoid it where possible. And simply, in her mind, this is what she's trying to do, as well as get some affection and an apology from you. So when tampo strikes, allow her to calm down and then gently see if you can get to the bottom of the reason why she's so upset with you. But the reality is, in many instances, you may never find out because in the hours she's taken to reflect, she may indeed realise that she's really had no reason at all to be upset and may now feel a little foolish but will never admit it to you. The next thing I see and hear a lot is that she may go off to work each and every day with a smile on her face and seemingly enjoying her job. But you need to know right here that this is not always the case. Filipinas, on the whole, like to work hard and earn money, even when they may be unhappy at work. Perhaps she's unhappy because the job is not rewarding enough for her, or perhaps someone there is giving her a hard time each day. You may notice that when she comes home, she's feeling a little down, and you may ask her if everything is okay. And she'll say that she's just tired, when in fact, she really is not enjoying her work, but feels obligated to you and doesn't want to let you or the relationship down. And of course, they'll push themselves so they can earn money, which to them is very important. My advice here is that when you notice she's regularly coming home and you can tell that she's not overly happy, then allow her time to rest and calm herself before gently asking her how things are at work. Sometimes it can be like pulling teeth to get any answers, because she may not want to be a burden and worry you with what she sees as her problem. But by being caring and supportive, hopefully she'll open up. Now, I haven't covered all the most common secrets a Filipina may hide from you in this video because the video would run far too long, but I may leave the rest for another future video. So if you have any other secrets she may try and hide from you from your own personal experiences, then be sure to jot them down in the comments. If you're looking for more valuable, free information and tips around Foreigner-Filipina relationships, then be sure to check out the extensive playlist on screen now. And be very sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.